have a vivid memory of a brief moment in my childhood, back when my record collection was just starting. I recall the busy wintry high street, the sizable store, the layout of sanitized shelves, and myself picking up this record and staring at it for ages. I vaguely recognised the name Puff Daddy, but I had no idea who his family were, or that the Notorious Big was one of them. This was back when every record on display was a mystery, something of interest. I had permission from my parents to buy one album, and after contemplating it for some time, I believe I settled on something I knew, Michael Jackson if I recall correctly. It occurred to me a while back that there is nothing stopping me from ordering myself a copy. It's a strange sort of nostalgia hearing something for the first time, yet knowing this would have been that album to bring me into the wonderful world of hip hop. No Way Out is Puff's debut as a solo artist, one that unsurprisingly incorporates many of the artists from his Bad Boy records, who huddled together to make one heck of a statement. It's a marvel of the 90s sound, but finds itself having a unique angle. The death of Biggie Smalls, who was assassinated during the recording stage, he appears on 3 of the tracks delivering his usual brilliance. It has a strange contrast when Puff's lyrical direction is reflecting on the death and the people around him dying. It's saddening and captures a very dark moment in hip-hop history, direct from one of Biggie's closest friends. The music is on point, a classy production that brings out the best in the scene's transition into less sample orientation with programmed drums and instruments. There is, however, a lot of interpolation and snippets loaded between the beats. As the lyrics lead, the instrumentals reflect on a healthy variety of vibes, summary uplifting tales of wealth and success with bold jiving grooves can then swing to the shadows as they dive into the gangster-oriented braggadocio with shades of mafioso rap and the horrifying sounds of gun splatter. 2 sides of a coin that find a path as the record flows smoothly between its luscious disco, R&B influenced tracks and its gritty, tragic side. Production is Puff's strength, but as a rapper he does nothing wrong. Such an easy flow and tone of voice amends his lack of lyrical gymnastics or tenacious wordplay that other rappers use to dazzle. Smooth and steady, his very direct use of language goes down a treat, engaging us in his thoughts, narratives and stories at a steady pace. This of course resonates with the moment this record resides within, immortalised by the tragedy that looms over tracks like Pain and Is This the End, where Puff picks up the pace and holds his own with some tighter flows in brief moments. The features across this record are great. Everyone brings their best and the locks turn up again. I keep hearing them drop sick verses featured on many records. Their debut released a year later hasn't particularly aged well with me. Perhaps they save their best for other people's records. Black Rob really impressed me with his rhymes on I Love You Baby, and Faith Evans on I'll Be Missing You gives so much soul on a fitting tribute to the death of Biggie. I've always adored that song. I fondly remember watching it on MTV as a kid. Perhaps that's where I knew the name Puff Daddy from all those years ago. No album is perfect, and as stunning as this one is, it has a couple of duller tracks as it draws on. A Nicki skit at the end of Friends we could have done without, and the final track, a remix of The Message, just doesn't hold up. It's a bonus track, but the rhymes and tone of Puffy and Mace just don't get on with the beat. Other than that, it's a pretty stellar record that I'll be enjoying for some years to come. Should have brought it, but hey, maybe I wouldn't have appreciated it in the same way back then. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to see some more of my music blogs, go check the website out. Every page has over 1,000 articles sorted by artist, year, genre and more. Just hit Ctrl F and have a search for something that interests you. You can find a link to the blog in the description box down below, where you'll also find links to my other YouTube channels. Check them out if you are curious. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to subscribe to catch the next upload.